Why, hello, hi, it is me, it is I. Small town Didi, your hiding in these every internet and akastraha. I'm back, hello, yalla. We're back. Yalla, please do like, share, comment, and subscribe. We're gonna try for this challenge, okay? We really are, but like, yalla, I don't trust Yalla Heidi. I don't. But let's do a little something. Last week I saw Buci was trending, and I was like, oh. I also feel like I don't do enough content around this thing that I care about, which is reminding women that men are rubbish. Like that's literally my calling. And Buci, our songstress, who left the industry some years ago now, she made two claims. One of which was that she's not seeing the money. That she would tour, she'd go on tour in like Europe and do all the performances and come back, and it's time to split the monies, and the monies are not making sense. But she had also been partnered with what I believe is a well-to-do man, and he also wanted her to pull away from the music industry. That's the thing. They don't want the already caged bird. They wanna cage you. They want to be the ones to cage you. There he is, the songstress. Probably fell in love with her for her sensualness, her being on stage, being that bitch. But now you can't be there. Don't like, as long as we're married. That thing I love about you, I gotta take it away, right? Because that's what makes you a siren, and you're gonna sing your song for the other men's as well. And my little fragile ego can't do that. Now, hey guys, I feel it's important for me to have this particular conversation because of the rise of the trad wife stuff. I'm aware that I owe you guys a video with the Nara and Onezwa thing, but my thoughts keep evolving. Every time I think I'm gonna sit, I can't. Do you understand? But Nara in particular, her style of content, especially when she started out, lends itself to somewhat fitting into the trad wife content and that rhetoric that's going on over there. And it's taken steam with the girls. And part of why it's taken with the girls the way it has is obviously the fact that we're like inadequately remunerated at our respective jobs, right? A lot of us are feeling unfulfilled. You're in love with this thing that you do, or you're not in love. It's not your, like, you don't feel like you're in your purpose, but it's a job, and you get up and you do it, and you feel like, but the monies when they come in, I can't even afford to do this and I can't afford to do that. And so the idea of just being home and possibly having some kids and taking care of them seems a bit more appealing, because the sell is that that's your function. That's your destiny. That's what you were designed for. And therefore you will be automatically more satisfied. Like, women will automatically be more satisfied if they settle into their destiny or what you. And when you see these things happen, and you see a Buci who had, for all intents and purposes, secured, a baller who was going to give her this cushy, comfortable life, and then she relinquished her independence. 0% autonomy. You're not looking at another person, a man. Okay, the most fickle creature. I did not make that up. Okay, Nigeria. The most fickle creature there ever was. And you relinquish all of your autonomy, your independence, your ability to move as an adult in this world. You put that into the hands of, how many times a day do you change your mind about anything? It could be the silliest thing. It could be, I get up in the morning and I'm less for coffee, and I think I want to have some cream in my coffee. And then while I'm making it, I'm like, let me actually have it black. You know that that's how brains work. Now, you are going to put your life, your ability to eat, to have shelter, to buy yourself underwear, you're going to take all of that and put it into the hands of a man because you think that's what living soft is. Are you crazy? Are you? And I know it's cute. The girls are on the TikToks. They're trying to convince you guys. There's that one little bitch that has that one unicorn of a man, or she's possibly lying because we're not in a life. And then you all now think, and it's always so weird and like disturbing to me when I look around and I'm like, okay, maybe it's just my world. I live in this very small township, and the dynamic of it, like even in the two-parent households and stuff, what I'm seeing in my community, the sell of a man taking care of you is not real. In fact, by my street, and I've lived here my whole life. Sorry, the house is actually a year older than me or the same age as me. I don't know. But I've lived here most of my life anyway. I was raised in a village for the first 6 years of my life. But they're two men and they don't live far from me. Their significant others were housewives, if you would like. I don't remember as a child looking at the dynamic and thinking it's cute. These women had a very, like their demeanor and their posture, their ability to move, everything about them was so tiny. The one man, when this woman wanted to go to school, he divorced her. And then he started dating, or Nyonyobela'd rather, a learner of his, right? And she was brought in to now come live here with his kids. And when she wanted to go to school, he's like, you gotta go. They know what they're doing. His daughters get to go to school though. Or he's big on education with his own kids. But the women he wants, they shouldn't have an education. Okay, least they be able to do for themselves and then they leave. This was never a good move on Buci's part, because now the Yanos are the shit, right? The younger girls are there, and we know this entertainment industry is very much like fixated on youth and all of that stuff. She's now gonna try to re-enter a piano market and try to make it work after being gone for so long. Her audience is us. We're much older. Do we even want to go out? Like, does she have a catalog enough to tour? Do you understand? She's not zonke. She has some bangers, She has some features and she has some cute little songs. But like, she's not Tandiswa. Tensor can tour. Do you understand what I'm saying though? She would have to be like an opening act or a part of like a group of artists who are touring and what have you. But like now, she has to build back that momentum. And he got to have a career. He got to continue. His ability to make money was not hampered. If anything, it was probably enriched by having her take care of the household and him not having to stress about anything. But she has done herself a great disservice. And now, do you even have the money to go on tour? Right? Because it's expensive, right? Who's gonna back you? Which label or company or investor is gonna say, yeah, she's a good bid right now in the middle of the Yanos being the Yanos? Like, are the kids really gonna come out and wanna watch Buci? Right? But a man. See? And I'm sure there's Kidumisa. I'm sure my Tomanid was like, oh my God, like she's such a princess. She's been so Nankaduma. Lidigoloi. Not every time a woman is like, her man bought her a car, I'm like, oh man, that's not even your car, babe. Like, and call me a hater. There's like Promise, who's big on TikTok and she's a podcast on here. There was a woman who was on her show recently, and that woman, like, her story trended in my ghetto because she's married to somebody here, and everybody was sending the link around, and I listened to it, and there was a point where she talks about how the day her man proposed to her, he also gifted her a car, and she says, I've never enjoyed riding that car. I have never, because when he would get into one of his moods, I'd be reminded, you don't even know what it feels like to pay an installment. Now girls, grown bitches, they're out there paying their way. So she never ever got to feel like it's never what you think. Men are terrible people who love control. right? And they're also upset at the fact that they don't trust that they have intrinsic worth. So they're constantly mad at why you're here, which is wild. And it's not the first time you've heard this, right? Like, men get money to get women, but then they're mad when they get those same women because they're like, if I didn't have this money, you wouldn't be here. No fucking shit, Charlotte. Bitch, you don't got a personality. You have nothing to offer. The strokes a week. Like, what else? Like they want to be valued for their nothingness. And they get mad, and that control thing kicks in. And it's a way to control you and keep you in place. It's not cute. Okay, and everybody's like, oh my God, we should all get to do what we want to do. We should also point out the cautionary tales. We should. Young women should not be encouraged to rely on men for their survival. You know what they say? If it's up to him whether or not you eat, he can also decide that you get to starve. That's what they say. But you know, hello, dog, and now do what you want. I don't mean that. Stop being fucking stupid, okay? Men aren't made to take care of you. That is an actual fact, not the natural order of things. There's no such. Like,